Husky's Crypto Cave here, and today we're going to talk about my winter prep for the shed. What my current game plan is and what I will monitor over time, and my first steps. So my first step right now is to block off this first vent. You might be able to see some black plastic bags sticking out of there. So let me show you what I did. So basically I just wrapped the plastic bag around the filter and to block off the airflow. There's still some suction you can feel coming through here. There's no airflow really going through here that much, but the plastic is being pulled out. I'm going to do one by one. Gradually just put them over across this and monitor the temps and then see how the shed does. And right now, because it's currently 44 degrees outside and the intake side is at 51. You can see here, and the exhaust side is at 78 and 85. The 85 probe is the one up top. So I've been using these Govee Wi-Fi thermometers. I have an app. I can check the temps on my phone through the app, which I'll throw up a screenshot at some point in the video here. That's how I monitor them. They do take 3 AA batteries. They do last a while. I'm going to say 2 months at least, 3 months maybe. So you don't have to replace them that often, but see, this one's been replaced a while ago and it's still showing full battery. This one obviously is going to show full because I just did it today before recording. Only have the top 2 fans running right now. They're running at a speed of 7, which I could probably even drop the speed down and slow them down a little bit just because the temps inside the shed are 78 or so on the exhaust side. And like I said, inside is coming in at 51. Power usage 5600 on that breaker. That breaker has the 104 and I believe the S19 Pro Plus. The K Pro is on the blue breaker at 5500 watts along with the 3080s and I believe this 3070 rig, which pretty much everything in here is on Neoxa except for the one rig on Flux, and that rig, the 2080 Ti's, that's on Dynex. Everything else is on Neoxa, still working towards that node. Pulling just under 6100 watts on that breaker. It's a little bit over. I'm okay with it. It's not super terrible, but it is pretty much maxed out. I'd have to swap coins or really lower the power rating on some of the cards to get that under the like they say 5800 watts would probably be more comfortable. But the thing with Kapow algorithm, the more juice you feed it, the more efficient the cards are actually. I've been messing around with my 3070 Ti's that are in my basement. I kind of have to power limit them to 200 watts, which they're most efficient probably around 230, but I don't want to pop a breaker because that'll pretty much put the 15 amp 120 volt outlet at max with 6 3070 Ti's. So we have that to deal with. But for the time being though, I did some back of napkin math or whatever you want to call it as far as figuring out what I'm going to need to do to get my Neoxa node. I'm about assuming the hash rate stays the same, the amount of earnings I get from my iNodes account stays consistent. It's going to be about 77 days until I reach the 385,000 more Neoxa that I need to get the node. I think if I get it in less than 90 days, it's going to be good. Just because if it's less than 90 days, the amount of iNodes rewards I have is going to probably go up a little bit just because I'm going to keep on depositing what I've been mining. And even if the network hash rate increases, the iNodes rewards will still go up. So we'll see how that works out. I'll keep track of that. And I'll keep you updated on that stuff. I still have that disconnected, as you can see, but hopefully I could be an overachiever and get that node a little bit sooner. I do have some other coins that I can swap into it. Like I've been swapping Ergo that I've been mining recently into Neoxa, but with the recent price increase in Neoxa, you get less and less Neoxa per Ergo that I swap. So, but back to the shed prep though. Today I'm going to start with this one, monitor the temps. Tomorrow I'll do that one, and that one, and just kind of keep an eye on what the temps are doing. And more so since these are in the bottom, these are going to more affect the octominers than they will anything. I don't think the ASICs will be affected at all. But I just want to make sure the octominers are still doing well, which I believe they should be, just because the intake temps are so low. They shouldn't have an issue overheating, just because the fans are running at the minimum. I think I have it set at 30% on all of them. So even if I have to bump that up a little bit, it shouldn't hurt things too much. But it should be all right. Pretty much closing off that bottom row. Just because, let's go back outside and see the orientation of everything. You haven't tuned in before, but you can see the proximity it is to the house. I really shouldn't have a whole lot of snowfall accumulating back here. There's going to be some for sure, but probably not a whole lot. So I would think that just blocking off that first level should be perfectly fine. Just because of the shed itself, my land slopes down. It sits off the ground. Here it's pretty close to the ground. Just sitting on a 4x4. And as it goes, as the ground slopes away, they have a block to level it. And then that ends probably, what, 6-8 inches off the ground or so. I believe that should be fine. These are 24 inches tall. I think these are 12 by 24s, 14 by 24, no, 12 by 24s in this row, 14 by 24s on the second one. So even if we get 2-3 feet of snow, and it all piles up back here, which I really don't think it will. You might get some around the edges and stuff, but I think it should be fine. And the other thing I did add that solar light. Nice job off eBay. I use these in the backyards and to light up the backyard when I have the dogs out, and they work pretty well. Except for this one actually has a remote control, which my first ones didn't. But I have them on motion sensor that they'll kick on. I kind of want to put a camera out in front here too. I have some Blink security cameras linked to my system. But I have a feeling little critters running around the yard between stray cats, squirrels, rabbits, deer, the neighbors' chickens sometimes come running around my yard and stuff. That light will probably flicker on and off, and the motion sensor will be going off nonstop. So I might have to decrease the sensitivity of it. But at least for today, this is a start to the winter prep. Don't know how much else I'm going to have to do. It's really just going to be monitoring the temperatures and just making sure no snow is getting sucked up in that bottom row especially. Top 2 rows should be fine. They're high enough off the ground. But I may even get higher MERV rating filters for the top rows, just so they reduce the airflow and then filter out the snowflakes. So I'm sure the snow will be getting sucked in there as our snowflakes are floating around. So, but until the next video, that's it for now. We'll catch us later.